Welcome to our collective tarot card reading for the month of March. Now, when I say collective reading, I'm talking about one reading for all of us. It's a feel for the energy of the month, and some of us may feel more aligned with it. Some people may find themselves less aligned with it. Either way, that's perfectly natural. So for this, I am using the Noblet Tarot de Marseille. As usual, I'm going to start by I just use the major arcana for these readings. They get right to the point of things. And I'm going to start by dealing 3 cards. I may add more, I may not. It depends on what we find, and I'll explain it as I go through. So for our at least first 3 cards, let's see what we have. Let's find out what we need to know for the month of March. So we're going to start out with the Hanged Man. This is a reproduction of a French deck, by the way, so all the captions are in French, or kind of French. It's from about 1650, the original. So let's deal another one. We have Le Monde, which means the world. And we have Le Pape, which translates to the Pope, or otherwise known as the Hierophant. Now, I pay a lot of attention to where the different characters in these decks are either moving or looking, especially the ones at the end here. A particular example here is in the Hierophant. We see that this central figure is both looking and gesturing over to our right. So I want to deal a card over to our right to see what he's gesturing towards. So I'm going to just move these all over just a fraction, and we'll see. I may have to move these around as I go through them. So let's see what our 4th card is. Okay, our 4th card is Temperance. And with that, I see these 4 cards as kind of like close-ended. So I'll set the rest of the cards aside. Okay, so our first card here is the Hanged Man, and we see this figure who is suspended by one foot over a chasm or pit. But the other really noticeable thing is the expression on his face. He seems to have his arms bound behind him as well. But he's poking out his tongue, it looks very defiant. Okay. So this is somebody who, despite things being not entirely right in his world, he's being defiant and contrary to it. As we move on to our next card, the world, we see this woman who is semi-naked, so kind of vulnerable. Around her, though, she has this wreath or garland around her, and she seems to be looking back at our previous card. We also see that there are 4 figures in the corners here. Now this wreath around her, completely surrounding her, always reminds me a little bit of like a force field. These figures in the corner always remind me of kind of your protective network, the different people in your life that are in your corner. They've got your back. So this woman is fairly protected. And that may be why in the Hanged Man he's looking so defiant. Maybe he knows he's protected. So moving on, we have the Hierophant, and we see 2 people who seem to be going to this central figure for guidance, and he's gesturing over to our right. It suggests to me that once the dust has settled over our kind of current situation, one of the things we might do is go and seek some advice from somebody. It could be a mentor type figure, somebody who, you know, knows more than we do, maybe, for advice. Now he is gesturing over to our right, where we find Temperance. Now we look at Temperance, we see this winged figure with long robes. She's looking back, maybe reflecting back at what has happened. Now she's holding 2 pitchers. She's standing in front of what looks like a stream, and there's liquid going between the 2 pitchers. But she doesn't seem to be just pouring the liquid from one vessel to the other. She seems to be just letting it flow, right? So that tells me that if you went for advice from somebody in the know, at this point they would say, don't stress about it. Let's just see what happens. Let it flow. Don't try and go against the stream. go with the flow, and things will work out for the better. Even if they don't seem better at first, it will end up being that way. So let me just do a recap. The cards we have dealt are the Hanged Man, the World, the Hierophant, and Temperance. The Hanged Man tells us that we may, as we go into March, we may be feeling a little bit defiant. We might want to be going against the flow, and we may be confident that that's the right way to do things, because the world tells us that we are protected. Even if we're feeling vulnerable, we have people in our corner, our protective network, if you like. Now, that's all well and good. At some point, we might want to go to some person who knows more than we do, some kind of mentor or similar kind of figure. At the same time, that might be a hypothetical situation. You know, what if we asked somebody who knows better than we do what we should do as March progresses? And the answer seems to be here in Temperance, where we see this woman who appears to be having liquid flow between these two pitchers. And the message for this seems to be, go with the flow. Don't try to paddle upstream. Just let the cards fall where they will, and things will go a lot better for us. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.